Hello and welcome to Real Masters Retro Room. I am your host, Matt, and this is what you're seeing is the latest gaming and movie watching station here in the Retro Room. This has been set up primarily because I wanted to have as many gaming consoles with their own television as possible, so people can play whatever they want without people having to wait for themselves to use another console on the same television. Basically almost like going to an arcade and be able to play any machine because there's so many of them. They're all their own machine and television. So we have LG, sort of okay, VHS and DVD player. DVD side of it's good, VHS is okay, pretty good for NTSC movies from America. Pretty good, not as good as my Panasonics or my other machines from the past. And then that's hooked up via HDMI. I've got another output sitting here ready, hooked up for another machine with HDMI input. Maybe a Blu-ray, maybe not. Probably not. And then I've got the PlayStation 2, the second one that runs via S-Video to the back of that. I should really get another component cable hooked up for that, which I probably will do on eBay shortly. Then we've got the Master System 2. I've moved that from over there behind the Commodore because it was a bit cluttered, and you know what, I thought, well, let's see if I can get that away from the Commodore, because I've got the Commodore hooked up to this guy and I've got the Xbox hooked up to there through this television here. So, you know, it's like I want to get away from having three machines hooked up to one television. I mean, I've got that over there, but I mean, at least if there's no more than two gaming consoles and one VHS DVD, I can handle that. Any other things, basically, I have got the Return of the Living Dead Part 2 Laserdisc on display, hooking up. And I might get that framed, actually. We've moved the Karate Champ from, as you've seen probably in the other video, to there. The flashback console, thanks to my girlfriend, and the Game Boy is hooked up. And my recent Blu-ray acquisitions have been, yes, I do buy Blu-rays, Superman Anthology with all the original Superman comics from the 30s and 40s or whatever it was that it was done. I have now if I just get this back in here. The problem with this design is haven't got it filled up, so they keep wanting to fall down. I have picked up the Naked Gun and the Naked Gun 2 on Blu-ray. Lovely cover. I also picked up this, which is one of my favourites, because I'm a huge Tom Atkins fan, and Fred Decker, because he did the Monster Squad. Night of the Creeps. I do have the VHS, and this has got a reversible cover with basically this design here on the back, and it's a great. I love that flick. It's really good. So my horror collection is starting to grow. Invaders from Mars was another one I got, the 86 remake from the 50s remake, and my Halloweens and all my horrors have been put all together, so I'm slowly getting an okay collection of horrors going on, a few other things, and of course my Jaws Blu-ray, the first Blu-ray I ever bought, is sitting there as well. So that's my row of Blu-rays. I don't really buy a hell of a lot of things on Blu-ray these days, because I just want to have my favourite films and ones I remember the most and enjoy the most on that format. I want to get Summer School on there, because that's a fucking hell of a funny film. I love that movie. And Remote Control and a few other films from the good old days. Right. Besides that, this is basically the whole setup. I'll show you the amplifier that my very good friend Sam Wells gave to me as a swap for a Laserdisc player. I believe it's from the early to mid 80s. It's a beautiful Pioneer, because unfortunately the Sansui amplifier has cracked the shits. It's got a problem. Rang up somebody off of Gumtree who's an expert on these things and is going to fix it for me for quite a little bit of money. Not much, not a lot of money. So here it is. We've got the power switch. That's a little dicky. I'm a bit worried about that. I'm being very careful with it. We've got speakers, treble, bass, all the usual things, auxiliary, whatever, and it's got these really cool UV meters, which is which is fantastic. Loudness, tape, balance, and of course a lovely volume button. I love volume switch. I love these things that make that noise when you slide it across. Rotate it. Love that. Beautiful. It's a beautiful little set. Definitely you can see the difference between that and the Sansui. Sansui is like 72, 73. One of the first solid state amplifiers. I'm not sure hasn't got a headphone, microphone input by the look of it. It's just in here. But yeah, it's a beautiful unit. Lucky I had it laying around because the Sansui cracked the shits when I hooked up this television. So that one is powering these beautiful Wharfdales from the 1969 or 70, around that vintage. And we've had them in the family ever since, and they are still working, going strong, beautiful. So, this is Station 1, Station 2 of course, Station 3, and then Station 4 and 5 are over here in the back corner, on the corner there. I love how this room's getting better and better. I would love to make it even better again. I'd like to do something with this whole area here and tidy it up a bit more, but I can't put TVs there and too much stuff because it's going to block off the posters. So I don't want to do that. The best thing about this whole side is those posters. That is beautiful. I love that stuff. That looks gorgeous. So if I ever have a new house or a new place, I'm going to get all these framed and have it looking like a cinema room. It's going to be magic. But until then, the 1970s and 80s retro room is going to stay the way it is. The only thing I'd like to be able to do is be able to have maybe a recliner in here. We tried to fit one of my parents' ones in there, which they're getting rid of, but it just doesn't quite work. I'm trying to have it so that people can sit here and watch that or play on there, but they can play on there at the same time without having to sit on this little stool. Little puff. Buffet, whatever the hell you call it. So this can be turned depending on how many people are here, and they can use that instead of that, but we'll see how we go. I mean, basically somebody can bring it. I've got a chair I can bring in and they can sit there and they can play it from there without getting anybody else's road. But yeah, this is absolutely a massive upgrade in terms of television and having the audio through the Wharfdales again via the Pioneer amp. Loving every minute of it. Watching Blu-rays, playing PlayStation 2 via component cable. Having basically 6 televisions in here. I probably could get a couple of small TVs and put them on that back bench over there, on that side bench. I would like to use more of the room under the benches better and get that other television off the floor, but it's so bloody heavy that I'm sort of thinking I'm not going to move that in a hurry. But the one thing I have in this room that I know I've mentioned before in other videos that I really want to say that is my favourite thing in this whole room is this guy. And you've seen it before, and I want to get this thing running one day. The Philips 1972 N1500, the first ever European VCR that was a successful format for a while until VHS and Beta basically took over and dominated the market. One thing I love about it is you can push a jet without any power going through it, and it comes up beautifully. Big cartridge, tape in there, slap it down hard. These little push button things, these are great. These little channel buttons. Love it, absolutely. And look at the tracking. It's just mad, isn't it? It's all metal, it weighs a ton, all the wood grain, gotta love the wood grain. So that's the most favourite thing I have in the shed of everything. So thanks for watching. I will have a lot more videos coming up in the recent day, in the coming days and weeks. Me behind the camera using a tripod, so it's much more level and better looking, showing you games, movies, new acquisitions, you name it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I want to make a quick shout out to Christian Hanna over there in America, Christian Hanna Horror. Great channel, check it out. If you love your horror films, he is the man, one of the best guys I know. with an amazing collection of memorabilia, figurines, and all sorts of goodies. And don't forget that shout out for me, buddy. And yeah, take care. We'll see you soon. Bye now.